Hello, and welcome to my book space. My name is Tatiana, or for short, you can call me Tati. This is where I like to talk about books that I'm reading, that I want to read, that I have read. So let's get started. So here's what I'm planning to read in the next few weeks. The one I started on the airplane that I specifically went to check out today is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I know that R.F. Kuang is a very popular author right now, but I haven't read anything by her yet, so I am very excited to jump into this. I am currently still in chapter 2, so not very far, I think like maybe 30 pages. But the setup for this book is really exciting. This is a historical epic fantasy. It's very loosely based on some historical Chinese history, but this has magical elements, so very loosely based. But this is about Rin, who is an orphan. She was adopted into a poor family who are just your evil typical adoptive parents. And they kind of work her to the bone, and very Cinderella story really. But she's going to get married. They're going to matchmake her to this gross dude that she does not want to marry. So she decides her only way out is to study for the Keiju, which is a test that typically only wealthy upper class children study for like their whole lives to take so that they can get sorted, like Harry Potter, not sorted, but test into these universities. But unfortunately for Rin, she really only has one option, which is to get accepted into Synagard, which is, the elite of the elite university. So she has to test in of the highest caliber to get accepted. And the reason for that is it's the only university that doesn't have a tuition, and my dog is squeaking her squeaky toys. So anyways, Rin takes it upon herself to study for this test in a very short amount of time, whereas most people study their whole lives for this. And it's not really a spoiler since it is the setup of the book, but she does test into Synagard, so this book is following her journey to the university. She discovers some powers, things like that. I haven't gotten to that part yet, so I don't know how that's all going to play out. But this is a longer book. It's over 500 pages long, and it is part of a series. I think it's a trilogy. Not sure. But I am excited to get into this. But first, before I keep reading this and really dive in, I think I am going to pause and start a shorter book that I picked up today. It is a little novella, and it is perfect for right now, before Halloween. This is The Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio. This author is known for having written If We Were Villains, which is a dark academia novel with some Shakespearean ties and references. I have heard great things about that it's very accessible even if you don't know or like Shakespeare. I personally love Shakespeare, so I do really want to read that book. But in the meantime, I thought this would be a great place to start with M.L. Rio. This book is only 125 pages. It is fairly large font. It is apparently about these 5 people who every night cross paths as they're going to work a late shift. They cross paths in a cemetery at a college, and all of these people are from different walks of life. There's a bartender, a rideshare driver, hotel receptionist, the steward of a church, and an editor-in-chief of the college paper. And then one night they find in the cemetery a freshly dug grave where no grave should be. And it says it's atmospheric and eerie, that it's a modern Gothic tale. So I'm really excited about this. I think this would be the perfect book to read the next couple of days because it is Wednesday right now. Halloween is on Friday. This says it takes place one dark October evening. So I'm going to try to squeeze this in by Friday. And if it bleeds into November a little bit, that's okay. But I'm really excited to read this, and I hope that it is fast paced and that I can get through it quickly. So there's that book. And then finally, I picked up a third book. I've seen this all over Book Talk, BookTube, and it looks like a great book for anyone who is a fan of reality television. I'm not a huge reality TV person, but I do love a good dystopian, atmospheric thriller, and this definitely ticks off those boxes. This is The Compound by Aisling Rawl, I think is how it's pronounced. And basically, this book is about a woman who wakes up one day at a compound with a whole bunch of other people, and they are contestants. I'm not sure if they're on a TV show or how it plays out, but they have to compete in these challenges to stay in the compound, which they all desperately want to do because apparently the outside world is just falling apart. I don't know why or what is happening in the outside world, but some of these challenges turn into, it says they turn dangerous, sketchy, starting to blur ethical lines. So I have a feeling this is probably a bit mysterious, definitely exciting, and I am looking forward to reading this. I think this is going to be what I pick up early November after I finish the Poppy War. So right now we have the Graveyard Shift, which is the first book I'm going to be reading this week. Once I finish that, I'm going to pick up where I left off with the Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, and then I will transition to the Compound. So I have a good lineup of books. I also have Wild Dark Shore on hold at the library right now, so I'll pick that up soon too and read that in November. One last book that I didn't get from the library, I own this, and I am going to try to read this on Halloween night. I read it a few years ago, and it's definitely readable in a short amount of time. It is a graphic novel by Rainbow Rowell. It is Pumpkinheads, and this book is just beautiful. It is, the artwork is gorgeous, and it is very wholesome, very sweet, very nostalgic, very obviously seasonal, very autumnal, but this is young adult, and it is about these two seniors in high school. It is their last year working on the pumpkin farm, or the cider farm, I don't even know what it's called, before they go off to college, and they've done it every year. It is just hardcore tradition for them. And so they decide for their last year on Halloween, they're going to go do all the things that they loved to do or always wished they had done. And it is just so very, there is some high school love interest, like pining for your high school crush. There's just like these wholesome friendship vibes, and it is just so Halloween. It is wonderful, and it is so sweet. It's think of being a senior in high school again with a crush and trying to do all of the things that you've always wanted to do before you leave home for the first time and leave the people that you love and grew up with. So this is just a wonderful book. I read it a few years ago, and when I read it, I told myself I was going to read it every Halloween, which I have not done. So this is the year that I finally reread it, and I will decide if it is still something that I think I need to read every year. So with that said, I have a great lineup for the next few weeks, and my little doggy here wants to say hello to the camera. She was like, "Why did you pick me up?" But again, I am Tatiana, or Tati. This is my book space. Thank you for tuning into my channel, and I cannot wait to update you guys on what I am reading and how these books go. So I will talk to you.